Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How are we? Welcome Facebook, welcome Instagram. I've got you both going this morning, see how this works. Okay, so thank you for joining me if you have done. Fingers crossed I'll see some of you popping up in a second. Let me introduce myself. My name is Martin Jensen and I've been teaching fitness classes in the community for probably nearly 20 years now, I think, something like that. But obviously everything that's been going on recently, we have changed everything onto online classes. So this week, because I've started up a new online business, Martin Jensen TV, I thought I'd come on each morning and give you about a 20-minute mini masterclass. Okay, and this week it's going to be all about Pilates. So I don't know if any of you have done Pilates before. Okay, so we're going to be just going through some of the stages. Today we're going to be doing alignment, breathing and core, line breathing and center. Tomorrow we're going to be doing Pilates with a pole, so I've got a little pole here. And then we're going to be doing Pilates with a band, Pilates with a mini ball, and Pilates with weights. So this is all starting this week because I want you to get a little taster session of what if you wanted to ever come and join any of the classes online on my new page, which is martinjensen.tv, or if you wanted to do Facebook or Instagram videos. So I'm always going to be popping up with some free content for you to enjoy. So let's hope you enjoy it. Okay, so first of all, we're going to start off with a little bit of music. So, over on my members group, I do classes every day. I do my full timetable, so you can see that on GTI Fitness. But this new one, there's going to be lots of pre-recorded videos for you of all different styles, from Pilates, kettlebells, lots of different dance, like salsa size, disco. We can't do Zumba, so that can't go online. And high energy classes like aerobics, cardio, combat. Okay, so you can have a go and do those as well. So first of all, I want you to just go through alignment, breathing and core with you. So this is about Pilates. So those of you who've never done Pilates before, it's absolutely amazing. It's not all mamby-pamby, chilling out, relaxing, doing fancy things. It's actually it can be quite strenuous. It can be as hard as you want it to be. Okay, and what we focus on is the alignment through your body, trying to balance everything out, try and strengthen muscles that get weak, try and lengthen muscles that get tight, okay, things that pull us out of alignment, give us bad posture, and we're trying to correct all that. So the first thing we're going to talk about today is our alignment. So the things that we do in everyday life can give us bad posture. Everything we do, we've got our arms in front of us, we push, we pull, we don't do it here, we do everything here. So muscles in the front of your body can start to get tight. So your chest muscles can start to get tight, which will pull your shoulders forwards. Okay, abdominal muscles can get tight, which will pull your rib cage down, which then makes your neck shorten because your chin starts to jump forwards. Okay, this can all be affected by hamstrings as well. Hamstrings can get tight, they can pull your pelvis under. That makes your back go flat, you start to slouch. So a lot of the things that we do in everyday life, we need to try and stretch the muscles that get tight and strengthen the muscles that end up getting weak because of this. So let's just take a little look at our posture. Can everyone see me okay? So let's have a look and see who's on. Good morning, everybody. Wow, fantastic. We've got here. Hi. Right, okay. Hope I'm not speaking too fast. I'm not normally doing classes this time in the morning. So let's just have a look down at your feet. In fact, keep your shoes off. And we're going to just take a journey from our feet through to the top of our head and have a look at our posture. So we're going to try and bring our feet to hip distance apart. Okay, hip distance being, if you feel the front of your pelvis, going around to the front, you've got your aces bones that slightly stick out. And that's where we want to have our feet there. Do your feet turn inwards? Do your knees turn in? Do they turn out? Have you got slight imbalances there? You might have tight muscles on the outside of your ankles or your knees, which are causing them to turn inwards or outwards. So just have a little roll of your feet in and out, and just see what happens with your knees when you do that. And we want to just try and bring your feet so you can feel the weight evenly through the big toe, little toe, and the heel. As if it's a triangle at the bottom of each foot. So we should get that triangle from big toe, little toe to heel. And then once you've got those 3 points firmly planted down into the floor, just start to sway forwards and backwards. So as you rock, you feel the weight go forwards, and as you rock back, you feel the weight go back. Okay, if you're standing slouched forwards like this, we'll just try and lift your chest up, and then bring that sway to a standstill. Okay, tight muscles in the legs and the hips can affect the way your pelvis sits. It might be tight in the hamstrings, pulling your sitting bones down and under, causing your back to go flat. If you're tight through the hip flexors, you're going to get compression in your lower back because your pelvis is going to tilt anterior towards the front. Posteriors to the back, anteriors to the front. Okay, I get quite tight through my hip flexors and I do stand a bit like, I stand with my tummy stuck out and my back too hollow, and I do get a little bit of back pain, and I do quite a lot of Pilates and stretching as well, so I just have to try and be aware as much as possible to try and pull my sitting bones down towards the floor slightly so that my lower back isn't exaggerating that lordotic curve and compressing the spine. So if you place one hand on the front of your pelvis and one hand on the back, and just start to tilt your pelvis forwards and backwards. And just feel how that changes the position of your spine, just slightly. But that slight movement on your discs can feel quite a lot different. When you tilt your pelvis forwards at the front, anteriorly, do you feel any discomfort in your lower back? Or when you tuck the tailbone down and under, does that give you any discomfort? Or does that feel nice and released as you lengthen? So we want to try and find a halfway position to get the pelvis into alignment. If you think about the stresses of everyday life and the amount of weight that's going down onto your pelvis, we want to try and keep everything balanced and the weight even through the joints. So we want to bring the pelvis halfway or to a comfortable position for you. So it feels like your sitting bones are just being pulled slightly down towards the floor. And you should have a very small curve in your lower back. Okay. The hip bones, if you have a feel of your hip bones, your radius bones, the anterior superior iliac spine, we'll just call it hip bones for short, have a feel down at your pubic bone. They should make a triangle pointing down towards the floor. If that triangle's tilted backwards too much, it means that you're tilting the pelvis forwards at the top, or if it's the other way, it means we're tilting the pelvis too far back at the bottom. So you've got your anterior and posterior tilt. From there, let's think about the spine. We want to try and elongate and decompress the spine. So again, all the weight of the body's pushing down on those discs all through the day. If you stood up a lot or sat. So we will just think about the bottom of the spine pulling down, or the sitting bones, and the top of your head being lifted up to the ceiling. Try and imagine you're trying to create space between your vertebrae. So by lengthening up and trying to get all the joints evenly sit on top of each other. We still want to have that little S shape in the spine, but we don't want the curves to be too exaggerated. So the sitting bones are drawing down, and we're trying to lift up through the top of the head, or think about where the spine's going into the back of your head here, and you're lengthening. Elongate and decompress your spine. And then the position of your head, so again we've got a lordotic curve here. If your head sits forwards, that's going to be too exaggerated, so that's compressing into the cervical spine there. Okay, that happens quite often when people get kyphosis and the shoulders are forwards. So we just want to bring your chin slightly back and lengthen up through the back of the neck, so the cervical spine. I always say to people in my class, try and stretch the skin in the back of your neck. If you squash it down, you end up looking like a bulldog or a Sharpie. Try and lengthen the skin. So from here, think about if it's squashed up, bulldog, and try and lengthen. So you lengthen the skin. And your chin will feel like it's going slightly back towards your throat. Okay, so we're now starting to get our plumb line. Your chin slightly in from the earlobe, down to the middle of your shoulder, down towards the hip, and slightly in front of your knee, just slightly in front of the knee and ankle, very, very slightly. Still going through the joints. So the weight's now evenly going down through your body, and you should feel like you've got good posture. If we just think about the shoulders, let's roll them up and bring them back. So we'll just do a few shoulder rolls. It's quite nice to warm up around the neck, into the upper back, and open the chest. Okay, bad posture can also affect your breathing. If you sit with your shoulders forwards like this and down, that can be a little bit difficult to breathe. So we're bringing up ourselves nice and tall. Okay, you should feel taller now, really lengthened, ready to take on the day. And we're going to go on to breathing. Okay, so in our Pilates class, we want to breathe better. We want to be able to maintain a gentle abdominal contraction whilst doing the exercises, whilst breathing and moving at the same time. So there's quite a little bit of coordination involved. And the breathing that we do in Pilates is called thoracic breathing or lateral breathing, which means coming out to the side. So I want you to first of all take your hands onto your ribs. Don't know what happened to the music. Just turn the volume up. Sorry, just turn the volume up. Okay, so let's think about how we breathe. Take the hands onto the ribs. At the sides here, or you can do it with your fingertips, just gently touching in the middle there, because then if they separate, we know we're breathing wide. Just breathe normally. Breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. So how are we breathing without thinking about it? Do you feel like you breathe more up into your chest? Perhaps take one hand up onto your chest and one just below the rib cage, where your ribs come up to the sternum. And then just think about taking that breath a bit further down into the lower hand. Feel that hand start to rise and fall. And now take the hands onto the side of your rib cage. And I want you to feel the breath going into your hands, so your ribs are expanding out to the side. And you're taking that breath down into the bottom of your lungs. Okay, the breathing can be for focus of the mind, as well as increasing your oxygen intake whilst we're exercising. We do breathing patterns at the beginning of the class, and we do some at the ends. It can also help promote the flexibility of your thoracic spine, so we're breathing wide and full. Another way to do the breathing is, ladies, you could think about your bra strap coming down a little bit lower and that expanding, or you can use a band. And if you take the band and you can wrap it around the lower ribs and just cross it over, and as you take your breath in, you want to feel the band stretch. And then you'll feel it tighten up as it closes. Yep, so your breath in, wide and full, into the band. You can use a scarf, you can use a belt. Okay, so we've got the hang of that. So I want to feel that breath going right down into the lower lungs. Feeling it breathing wide, full into the back of the ribs. And it's in through the nose, and it's out through the mouth. And now we can start to think about our center. So center is just another word for your core stability. And we've got our deep abdominal muscles. So you've got your superficial muscles on the outside that give us this movement forwards, backwards, side to side. Okay, and then we've got our deep muscles which help support and stabilize the spine, the pelvis. And we're also going to be thinking about the shoulder girdle as well. So we've got the deep abdominal muscles that are going to wrap all the way around. The deep transversus abdominis, we've got the internal obliques, we've got the QLs that stabilize down here, the lower back. Okay. And then we've got the pelvic floor as well, the multifidus muscles. And we're going to think about just activating our deep core muscles so that when we do an exercise, we're staying strong and stable through the spine, through the pelvis and the shoulder girdle. So let's start with our breath in, wide and full, and place your hands on your tummy. As you're breathing out all the air, just try and think about your abdominals from the sternum down to the pubic bone, all the way around like a belt, just gently tightening up. And just try and keep a gentle contraction as you take the breath wide and full again. And then exhale, feel those abdominals gently contract. Here's another way you could think about doing it, and I found this way is quite easy. I learned this off Helen Pybus. I think she learnt it off, who did she learn it off? Forgot now. Okay, so think about your body in two chambers. You've got your lungs up here, you've got lower chambers, your abdominals. Okay, it's just the way we're going to think about it. And we're going to use up here for breath, breathing in, and then we're going to use the lower chambers for breathing out, and that's going to be your abdominals. So place your hands on your ribs, and let's breathe in through the nose into our upper chambers, our imaginary upper chambers. And now place your hands on the abdominals and breathe out all the air from the lower chambers, using your abdominals to help push the air out. Breathe in up here, wide and full. And exhale, using the abdominals. So thinking about like a belt or a corset, gently tightening up. And again, breath in up here. And exhale, use the abdominals. Think about like compressing. It's becoming stronger and stable around the spine, almost like a splint for your spine. And then the pelvic floor muscles, we need those. If we didn't have them, everything would just fall out on the floor. How lovely would that be? So the pelvic floor muscles. Gentlemen, you've got 2 passages. Women, you've got 3, you're luckier than us. So this is how we're going to do it. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, start to engage the pelvic floor muscles as if you're stopping yourself going for a wee. When ladies, start to go through the middle, and then everybody start to engage through the back passage. So we're kind of going front, middle, back. So as if stopping yourself, going to the loo, lifting up. You can imagine those pelvic floor muscles like a hammock, or the hammock's like an elevator going up inside a block of flats. And let it relax down. So it's going to the basement. Take a breath in, wide and full. As you exhale, start to engage the pelvic floor muscles from the front, the middle and the back, and feel as if they're drawing up a block of flats to level 2, level 3. And then release the elevator down to the basement. If you can do that without clenching your bum cheeks, that's even better. So let's do that one more time. Take a breath in, wide and full. As you exhale, start to engage your pelvic floor muscles from the front, middle, back, and start to gently engage your core as well. Remember, just a very gentle contraction. You want to be able to hold this throughout the whole class. Okay, the muscles will switch off automatically on their own after a while, so you would get reminded throughout the class to keep engaging them with each exercise. And release. Okay, so a quick recap. Just remember it's ABC. It's very easy to remember. Alignment, breathing, and center, or alignment, breathing, core. So alignment, have a look at your feet. So I keep moving around, so I need to set up. Check your knees are in line with the hips and ankles. Bring your pelvis to neutral by doing some gentle pelvic tilts and feel the movement through your lumbar spine. Find your comfortable position, feeling as if the sitting bones are being drawn down towards the floor. Your rib cage might slightly draw inwards. Elongate, lengthen the spine. Try and decompress those discs. Bring your shoulders up and back and down, so the arms are by the side. And your chin slightly draws in. Think about that plumb line from the earlobe, middle of the shoulder, through the hip, the greater trochanter, through the knee joint but slightly in front, over the middle of it, and down to the ankle. And then the breathing, thoracic lateral breathing, into your hands wide and full. then exhale, start to gently contract your abdominals. Use those chambers, remember upper and lower. It's a good way to think about it. Gently hold the contraction of the abdominals and engage your pelvic floor muscles from front, middle, back. Okay, from there, we've done our ABCs. Let's just do a little bit of mobility now, just to get us moving and start the day. We're just going to start to rotate. So tomorrow you'll get a little bit more exercise because we're going to be doing some pole work and squatting. So let's start to rotate. I just want you to release through the spine. Start to warm up the fluid. That's going to nourish the spine, nourish the discs, nourish the cartilage. Still keeping good alignment and posture. Still breathing thoracically and laterally. And you've got a gentle connection through your center. Take your right arm up and reach over. So when we do exercises like this, when we're coming out of alignment, our core, our center, is supporting and stabilizing the spine, the pelvis. Our shoulder girdle, so the collarbone, the shoulder blades, is drawing down away from the ears. You're trying to keep your shoulder blades in position down your back. Imagine you've got a heavy coat across your shoulders and that's pulling them downwards. Guys, if you've got any back issues, lateral flexion might not be for you, so just keep it tiny, tiny, or just do a reach up. One more each side. Excellent. Okay, now we're going to do a hip hinge with our spine in alignment. So you can place one hand on your tummy, one on your back. And I want you to push your bottom backwards, keeping your chest lifted, and it's just a slight hinge from your hips. But the back is staying, can you see that there, in that neutral position. And then use your hamstrings and your glutes to bring that back to tall posture. And again, hinging, just slightly, just about a 45-degree angle. And then tomorrow, we'll move this on to squats. So you hinge. Another way to do that one is put your thumbs on your ribs, and little fingertips on your hips, and keep your fingers spread out so that when you hinge, you're not letting the fingers close together, because that will give you flexion. So we're keeping that alignment, a hip hinge. If you know about lumbo-pelvic rhythm, that's the foundation to a squat, the rhythm that the body will move when we go into our squat tomorrow. Okay. And tomorrow we're going to be using a pole. You can try that in practice. You can put a pole down your back so that it's touching the back of your head, the middle of your thoracic spine, and your sacrum. So that when you hinge, that pole stays connected with 3 points. We'll do more on that tomorrow. Okay, always practice in front of the mirror for tomorrow, and just look at your hinge, your hip hinge. I nearly said something else then. Okay, you can do that if you want to work hard with your hands across the chest. Or you can do it with your hands behind the back. It's like taking a bow. Just try and keep lengthened from sternum to pubic bone. Okay, roll your shoulders there. So that was just going through some of the basics there that you need to learn before you start doing my Pilates classes. So your alignment, your breathing, and your center. So hopefully you'll remember that and keep practicing for tomorrow. So guys, so that's we started doing this because I've started up martinjensen.tv for all my fitness classes. It'd be great if you could come and join us. It's a brand new website that I built over the weekend, all singing, dancing. You can join up as a member there if you want to do full classes, but I also do Facebook as well, which I do the live classes like this on. So if you're interested, get in touch. We've got loads of classes throughout the week. We did 30 last week. We've also got 2 other instructors, Sam and Nick, who do Pilates and yoga as well. So there's absolutely tons of stuff on there. It'd be great if you could join us. Have a look at my website, martinjensen.tv, and let me know what you think. I've still got to fiddle and tinker with it. Some of the text is blending in with the pictures, but fingers crossed it'll all work out well. So come back tomorrow at 9 o'clock please, and we're going to be doing some more Pilates. Remember your ABCs, and we're going to use the pole to do more hinging, more alignment, squatting and lunging with the pole. So thank you very much. Have a good day, whatever you're up to, and I shall see you soon. Thank you very much. Facebook, thank you very much. Instagram. I hope that made sense. I didn't blab on too much. I got a little bit like this morning. Okay, take care, well done.